Hi everyone, welcome back to the Tackle Cave. Today we're going to be talking about the modern take on the old bait casting pistol grip handle. This type of bait casting handle, it was popular in the 1950s, the 1960s, the 1970s, until the 1980s. In the 1980s, this actually fell out of favor because Fuji actually invented, the resin seat that we see today that has a hole in the middle. Before that, all bait casting seats look like that. This is actually a very modern variant of it. It's made by Smith in Japan. This one itself is called the Super Strike Magnesium Offset Grip. It's kind of expensive, but it's not really the most expensive type of pistol grip you can get right now. This is made by Smith, but there are other makers Toy Factory and etc., which actually cost $500, $600, $700, $800 easily. This thing, in a complete set, might cost you about $300. So let's talk a bit about how this handle actually works. Compared to the modern, not really pistol grip, but the modern reel seat that you see today, the blank actually goes through the entire reel seat, and this is pretty common. I don't really need to talk to you guys about it. You've seen it before. You're here for this one. So how does this actually work? The blank actually doesn't go straight through the handle, as we see with the modern reel seats. It actually attaches from the front here, goes in this little hole over here, and actually screws in. I'll show you that later. But it only goes up to somewhere like here. And the other end of this handle is actually made by a full magnesium frame here. Some might be aluminium or other types of metals, even wood. But for this one, full magnesium from this part on, blank only extends to here. So this actually fell out of favor in the 80s because you could get more balance with the modern reel seats. Get split grips, you can move the position of your reel seat on your rod to get the balance for your setup. With this one, you can't. If you just stuck a blank in, like that, you can only adjust it that much, and that would be all it will go. There's not a lot of adjustment on these things. It's fixed in this type of position, and once you put it in, it's there forever. This is actually a modern take, so the fitting of the ferrules and everything like that, it's a bit different than the antique ones you might see in the market. For the antique ones, you need a ferrule, on those old two-piece rods. They have this silver thing that joins the rods together. Yep, something like that. Go straight in and you clamp it. You're not able to interchange between rod blanks and handles. This one, you actually can. Let me just show you guys. I'm just going to unscrew this, which is I'll call it the collet cover or tightening thing. And you have this little plastic piece inside here. So if you look inside, there's actually a hole here that has if you can see in the camera, don't think you can, there's a little rod across there, which actually locks into these two pieces over here. So you see, when I put it in, I can't turn it at all. But if I don't, I can actually swivel this whole thing around. So it locks in there. If you can see, there's actually 4 of these little things that actually can be closed. So when I tighten the handle by screwing it, it actually closes these things. So this actually becomes tight. So what's good about this type of modern design? It actually allows me to actually be able to use different rods if I put the ferrules in. They make ferrules for each type of rod size. I think it goes from 8mm all the way to 10.5 in 5mm increments. So this rod I'm actually using is actually broken. So it actually broke from the butt section. So I've actually I can't really show you the whole rod, but if you can see from here to about here, that section of the butt actually broke off. So I'm going to put a pistol grip here to actually extend the rod and see whether it will be a good rod. It's an experiment. I've not really tried this before. It's my first pure pistol grip rod. So when you buy this handle, you can't just buy the handle alone. They actually come with a few accessories. For this handle, the reel seat is actually built into the handle as well. So if you get this, it's a handle and everything is complete. The reel seat actually is on this pivoting thing here, which is on this ring here, so it pivots up and down. If you can see that little thing going up and down. So this thumb screw actually tightens or loosens the reel seat. A few other things you should get when you get this handle is a ferrule. This one's at 8mm for the rod I showed you before. So it's actually made of aluminium. It will actually fit into that collet holder that I showed you before. So it actually goes like that, and you fit it in like that. You just shove it in, and you screw it tightly, and it's actually locked in place. So you have this little black extension thing sticking out, and your rod blank actually just fits in there. I'll show you guys. Fits in there like that. So it's actually pretty tight. I actually shimmed it with masking tape. This is probably an 8mm blank. The diameter of that is actually 8.5. So actually it doesn't shake anymore except for that piece. You can hear there's no sound or anything like that. I'm just going to take this out to show you guys how this actually operates. I've actually taken out the, let's say, the screw nut for this ferrule. So this is how it works. You can see this little gap here. There are 4 of them on each side. I think each is in a 90-degree angle. And this black piece, which is made of aluminium, actually slides inside like that. Just try and take that out for you guys to see. It's not really easy to get out because if you look closely, it's actually knurled like that. So it's going to be pretty slip proof once it's tight. So that plastic actually holds that in place. 2 basic things you need when you're going to build a rod with this type of modern vintage pistol grip handle is you need the handle itself and you need a ferrule. You can use a single handle with 2 or 3 different ferrules. You can build like the blanks on them, and you can use one handle for like 3 or 4 different rods. I think it's a pretty cool concept. Another thing you can get is this little collet adapter thing. So this actually fits inside here when you take out the other one. It's actually meant, I think, for vintage type of rod. The collet is a lot smaller and it's tapered. It's a bit different than this one, which is fully straight. So get this if you're probably using a vintage type of rod, or you're using a different Smith series, probably like from maybe 10 years ago or later. Another thing you can get is like this grip protector thing. So it's like a little metal plate that actually fits inside here. So it actually protects this handle because it's made of magnesium from scratches. A few of the older reels, they actually have, reel feet, like little claws that bite into this metal reel seat. They'll damage the magnesium, you corrode it a lot faster. So what this thing is for, is you just fit it in here. You put it in, it'll just lock in place somehow, like that. And it actually acts as a little protector. So you actually clamp the metal on that, rather than on this handle body itself. So let me just show you an example of what I mean by the reel feet. So this is, I think, the Conquest BFS, it's pretty modern reel. It doesn't have that type of thing. If you look at the bottom of this reel, it's actually smooth all the way, The only thing are these little rivets here, but other than that, it's pretty smooth. There are no little things that will bite the handle. Something like this, which is Abu Garcia Morrum. If you notice, there's actually this little protrusion coming out here. So yeah, that will actually be what will damage your handle. So most old reels, they have this. Like this is, I think it's a 1940s or 1950s Fluger. It doesn't really have any of that, don't know why. But yeah, if you encounter reels like that, this is your best option to protect your handle. I'm just going to assemble everything and give you guys a preview of how this handle actually looks with a few different reels here. So I'm just going to put everything back together, put my blank inside, and just show you some short videos of it. So yeah, that's kind of how it looks with our Conquest BFS. Pretty nice. I think this is in a gunmetallic type of color as well. This is available in 3 colors: grey, gunmetallic, and mysterious black. Don't really have an idea what that is, but yeah, I'm just gonna try it because it's my first one. So I think it looks pretty good with the Conquest. It feels good, everything like that. Go back a little bit more in time, maybe like 20 years, and get the Morrum. So looks pretty nice with the Morrum, looks pretty classic. Getting there, it's pretty nice. So now we go back, really go back in time. This is a Fluger from, I think, 1950s. Doesn't have any drag, doesn't have any anti-reverse. If you fight the fish, you have to wind the line backwards. There's nothing to there's no tamba, anything like that. When you cast this reel, it'll actually spin as the line goes out. So it's pretty cool. It's called one of those, I think, knuckle busters, because when you cast, you hit your knuckles on it and it hurts. But yeah, looks about the correct time period, pretty cool. Nice clicker as well. So guys, I'm not gonna glue this up today. I'm gonna show you another thing instead. I'm gonna show you how you apply cork seal on a cork handle. So I'm just gonna get off this plastic and everything like that, and we'll be right back. Okay guys, I've got the plastic off. This cork actually feels pretty good. Actually feels real nice actually. Okay, there are 2 things you can use for sealing your cork. I'm gonna seal this cork because replacement pistol grip handles are not cheap at all. So I want to take good care of this. This is gonna be If I rack it, it's going to be like a $50 to $70 replacement for a really cheap one. So my basic recommendation for this type of, cork that doesn't have any burrs or any figurated cork, just plain cork itself, is to use U40 cork seal. This is pretty good. You just need a single coat. The next thing you can use is also True Oil. But True Oil, it leaves a very glossy finish, and you need a lot of coats to get it. True Oil is also not really good for this type of cork because I can see, this cork is not really the best grade you can get or anything like that. It's very obvious if you can see that there are actually a lot of fillers in this cork. So if I use True Oil, that these fillers that actually turn a very black color, and this will actually make it very unpresentable. So I'm going to use cork seal instead. Just one coat will do. Very simple. Open the bottle. Don't shake it too much because you don't want any air bubbles in that mixture. Take your finger and apply it. It's not toxic at all. Same goes for True Oil, just don't drink these two. This cork seal is actually made with some acrylic and some water. Just make sure it's all on. You can get a thick coat if you want. You just have to wipe it off later. But you rather that you get it in deep rather than shallow. Just rub it in. If you can see, there are these little particles of little, probably acrylic pieces or something. You don't want these on your handle, so take them off if you can. Just use your hands. Take a clean cloth. Just wipe your hands with it. You can wash your hands later. This is not a really messy thing. Just make sure everything is coated. So if you can see, there's a lot of things, rather a lot of liquid about to drip off. You can just wipe all those off with a cloth. There's actually a lot of cork seal that looks like it's going to be dripping off. That's why it's so shiny. I didn't use a little bit, I used a lot. So I make sure everything is sealed, I give it like a few minutes to actually go into the cork. Next thing is you're going to use your finger. You wiped it on the cloth, so it's pretty dry. You're going to push it off and wipe it. So you're actually taking off cork seal from the cork using your finger by wiping it and drying it on a towel. You don't want to put too much on it. A thick coat doesn't really do a lot for you, rather than a thin coat that goes in deep. So once it looks kind of like that, it's not really shiny anymore as it was before. So we know we're pretty done. I'm just going to put it in the corner to dry. I'm just going to leave it for like a day before I actually, glue anything else and do anything else to this handle. Okay guys, we're actually at the end of the video. So I actually made this because there are not a lot of English descriptions or videos on this that are not in Japanese or anything like that. So if you have any questions, or maybe you want to have measurements or ideas about this, please leave a comment below. If you like this video, want to see more content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you guys. Thanks.